Australia's business channel. This is Mediaweek.
Hello, welcome to the program. Ahead, the big TV ratings draw cards this week. Investors buying into 10 shares on the cheap as the network moves to compulsory redundancies, and ex-newspaper journalists finding a home on a new premium wire service. All that and more coming up. But first, Foxtel has this week launched Foxtel Go, offering more than 20 channels and catch-up TV streamed straight to iPads. And it's promising that's just the start, as the company aims to boost subscriber levels to 50% of households over the next 5 years. Well, for more, we're joined as always by our co-host James Manning, the editor and publisher of Mediaweek, and Jim Rudder, Foxtel Executive Director of Product, is here to tell us more. Great to see you both. Jim, thank you for coming on. Just tell us about Foxtel Go. What is it and what does it do?
Well, look, essentially, and here it is, and it's a very beautiful thing, if you can see it. Foxtel Go is essentially your ability to take your Foxtel with you. At the moment it's about 25 channels of live TV and hundreds of hours of catch-up TV. And the plan is that that's just the beginning. We've got a whole raft of new channels and programs coming up. Next year we're really going to do a big push on sport and a movies offer.
Now, we've heard your boss, Richard Freudenstein, been talking about increasing Foxtel's penetration. He's set an ambitious target, maybe 50% of homes.
Yeah.
Is something like this going to be one of the things that you can sort of aggressively go out there and sell to new customers?
Look, it's definitely part of the strategy. It's a very important part. Our experience with some of our sister networks elsewhere in the world, the Skies in the UK and Italy and Germany, have all adopted this. And they've all seen, really significant improvements in probably the two key factors, which is churn. People leaving the platform has been reduced by those that are using it, and what they call the Net Promoter Score, which is the NPS, which is the appreciation of the product. People that have this product, are really, much more engaged with it.
The app is free to residential subscribers. Was there any ever thought to perhaps charging for it? I mean, obviously you charge for a second set-top box.
Yeah, look, not at the moment. What this is all about, pay TV is, these days you really have to keep innovating. You have to keep rolling out new functionality, new stuff, which keeps people engaged. And what we see this as is a great added value. It's about adding value to subscribers. Now, we're giving it away free, as you say, to subscribers, residential subscribers, those with a set-top box, and because we want them to hang around and we want them to see the value they're getting every day for the money that they pay.
Foxtel offering is so wide and varied, which is part of the attraction, I guess. You cater to lots of different tastes. How hard was it narrowing down, and what criteria did you use to pick those initial channels?
Well, look, we went for a good cross-section initially. We've got a good cross-section of news, of course. We've got both the Sky News channels on there. We've got a good selection of doco channels, really strong offering on docos. We've got great general entertainment, music channels and kids channels, very importantly. So look, and as I say, this is just the beginning. This is just a selection of channels that we put up there. We're very much into what people think of it. There's an opportunity on the app for people to go in and actually provide their feedback. There's also been quite a lot of feedback coming through on Facebook and Twitter in the last 24 hours. And look, we're listening to all that, and we're really making our big push next year when the footy season starts, and also with a really comprehensive movie offer.
As I understand, there's just one ad per program, a pre-roll ad.
Yep.
Is that an indication of just how important you wanted that TV experience to be to customers?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, advertising is a very important part of our overall revenue stream. It allows us to produce better programs. All of our channels rely on that revenue. But it's at 15 seconds at the moment, just a quick 15-second pre-roll. And as I say, for our advertisers, I think that's a pretty important part too, because it's part of Foxtel's multi-platform approach and all how it deals with its advertisers. It's a pretty important part that we offer.
Is streaming live TV a space that Foxtel subscription TV can own, because it's probably harder for a free-to-air broadcaster to monetise that audiences on different platforms?
Yeah, look, this is the fundamental difference with this app and what else is out there. ABC obviously do a fantastic app with iView. The commercial TV networks are doing their own thing. SBS is doing something, but the real difference with this app is that we're streaming 20 live channels. I don't think anyone in the market is streaming certainly any live channels, to tell the truth. It's mostly catch-up VOD or video on demand. So yeah, look, and as I say, the plan is, say it again, this is just the beginning. The plan is that, this thing will replicate everything that's on the current platform. So 200 channels, all of the VOD you could possible, video on demand that you could possibly imagine. It really will be, bringing that to reality, the fact that you can take your Foxtel with you.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to ask too, I guess, what's the most popular content that you've found from Foxtel research and other broadcasters? What's the most popular content on mobile devices?
Well, look, it depends. If you're talking about live streaming, obviously news and sports. I mean, interestingly, yesterday when we were demoing this to a group of journalists, it just happened to be when Obama was being re-elected. We were all watching Sky News when my colleague was taking everyone through the app, and everyone stopped. There were 15 or 20 of us in the room, and everyone just stopped to watch Sky News and that announcement. So that was great. So sport and news is obviously big for live. On on the video on demand, it's probably, for obvious reasons, it's general entertainment and movies. And the real difference with an app like this is it's much more a one-on-one relationship, where television tends to be, and still is, and always will be, much more a social experience, where this is a bit of me time. All of the qualitative research that we did leading up to this, especially with young women, I might say, was that catching up on all the series that are on, it was me time. I could sit there, I could just chill out and enjoy it without any distractions.
Bridie, Jim's brought along an iPad Mini too, so we might try and get him to leave that so we could familiarise ourselves with the content. But tell me, the catch-up service, how does that differ from what subscribers have been used to at the moment through their IQ? Is there a different sort of theme or different stuff you can get?
Look, there's a lot of similarities, a lot of similar content in there. As I say, we really want to try and replicate it. Going forward, we're obviously doing a lot of catch-up for a lot of the news products. Your show, I might just say that yesterday when we were demoing this to the gathered august press, that the only piece of video on demand that didn't work was this show.
Very embarrassing. Everybody wanted to watch too, right? Yeah.
We've fixed it, and we've put it through the processor, and James now will look like Tom Cruise.
Cut it out. Let's get back to the story.
I guess I just wanted to ask you too, because obviously, fragmentation of audiences is a big thing, and the rise of digital and internet video on entertainment on the internet is a big thing. It's seen as a real challenge, particularly to the free-to-air TV business. Is that why is this kind of your answer to getting ahead of any of that?
Mobility is now at full throttle. Everyone, wants a part of it. But picking up your point on the context of where media is going, or television certainly, perceptions completely changed. The market, there are so many formats now, there are so many distribution channels, which has fragmented the market, splintered it and fragmented audiences. But the really good news in all this is that the overall demand for media content has actually gone up, but it has been split or pushed out over multiple platforms. And, Foxtel Go is most definitely an answer to that. We have to be in this space. And pay TV companies, we have to innovate. We have to keep rolling out a better product for our customers. Again, they're paying for it. They expect an improvement all the time, and that's what we'll be doing. We've got a very aggressive product roadmap over the next 12 months. This is just the start of it. We've got all sorts of things happening with our set-top boxes. We've got a new set-top box coming out. Look, it's going to be an exciting place to be.
IQ3.
IQ3.
We've been hearing about that for over a year now.
Super box.
It's going to be pretty special, isn't it?
Very special.
I guess we might be talking to him next year about that, I'm thinking.
So no more details just yet.
Oh, yes. Look,
How far into the year?
How much time we got?
How far into the year? First half, second half?
End of next year.
End of next year.
And just the key features about our IQ3 box is it's total interconnectivity with these sorts of devices. So that you can be watching a movie downstairs, and as we say, take a tablet and go to bed, and pick up on the movie that you started watching. Pick up where you left off upstairs on your iPad. Also, search and recommendations, a big thing for us. It really is a case these days. It's not a matter of putting more channels and more content out there. It's really now a case of helping people to find the brilliant content that we've got, and then on top of that, helping them or recommending material to them without taking away the surprise. People like to find their own stuff. But, search and recommendation and data is now the big thing. Knowing the better we know you, the better we can provide for you.
I guess just on data, I mean, is there going to be any shock for customers on, how much data it will use, or is that...
Look, a good question. Video streaming from your Foxtel app is the same as video streaming anything on the web. So yeah, there are. You do need to take a little bit of care. Certainly not because we're talking about. I guess talking more about 3G there. It is certainly for Wi-Fi, not onerous. For the technical minded, it's about 800 meg an hour for streaming, so which is many hundreds of hours. Most people have a data plan of 100. Or plus these days. So look, that's not, I don't think, a major issue for most people. Most people are used to using, downloading video data. So look, I think that obviously if you're at all concerned, by all means, check with your provider. But there is in the settings switch here, there is an opportunity to go to a lower bit rate to save on data usage if that's so.
And can you check usage in your
You can't
settings?
on this. You'd have to do that through your provider.
Just very quickly as well, I mean, there have been a lot of press about delays, the NBN and that sort of thing, but is that really going to be high-speed broadband in Australia? Is that sort of going to change everything?
Oh, look, it can only help. I mean, look, that's fantastic. The more ubiquitous broadband delivery is, and obviously the cheaper it gets, the better it is for everyone. I find it quite unusual coming back to Australia after being away for a while that, there are data caps. Used to perhaps a more liberal approach, and I'm sure, no doubt that's coming our way. And look, by the day, even in the year or so that I've been back, I've seen prices come down.
And it'll be
it's better for the consumer, and obviously for video, you need it.
Yes, absolutely. Jim, great to hear all about it. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Pleasure.
Jim Rudder, Foxtel Executive Director of Product there, talking about Foxtel Go. Do stay with us. We're going to take a very quick break here on Media Week, but coming up, some of the big TV events draw big ratings. Details next.